can we all take a minute to appreciate this gorgeous flower that I got for Valentine's Day? Thank you very much to Hannah because this is stunning and I still have it on my desk. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you haven't seen my video from last week, my March plan with me, I'd recommend going back and watching it, but actually maybe I wouldn't, because in today's video, I'm going to be going back in time and actually planning the theme that I just filmed and published last week. So I got this amazing box of Crayola Super Tips, which are the Colors of the World box, which I think is so cool. They're 24 markers, and on Amazon for me they were like $6, which is super cheap. And it's amazing because I heard that they got with specialists and figured out all the different skin tones, and so based on science, I guess, there should be at least one color in this package that almost fits your skin tone. I definitely found mine, which is really cool, but I don't remember exactly which one it was, but basically they have 3 different categories in the markers: golden, almond, and rose. And no, this video was not sponsored, but I just thought these colors were really cool, and it's a really great price too. So if you want to get a lot of tans and neutrals, because I use them all the time in my bullet journal, this might be a good purchase for you. But anyways, so as I'm unboxing this in front of you guys, I wanted to talk about basically what the idea for this video is. So I need a new video for this week because I didn't have time to film. So I decided to just film my process of planning out my March bullet journal setup, since I actually did it during the day and not at like 10 p.m. like I usually do. Oh my gosh, it's literally 2 minutes into this video and I'm already so off topic. But basically, going into my March setup, I had no idea what theme I wanted to do, and I was thinking for a very long time about doing dark academia, maybe referencing back to my February bullet journal spreads from 2021 where I did the statue drawings and do some kind of thing like that with old-fashioned statues. And then I thought maybe some like old-fashioned cars like Model Ts or street lights or something like that, so it's kind of dark and moody. And I might still go something along those lines. I mean, I'm filming this in the past, so technically future me would know if I'm actually going along one of those lines, but my idea was, and the idea that I went with as I was sketching out the themes in my bullet journal on this day, was film cameras. So film cameras are obviously becoming a lot more popular. People are making lots of YouTube videos, and actually on like TikTok and Instagram Reels, people are doing like collections of their film pictures when they got them back, and I think they're just like super cool and obviously really vintage. But the vintage style photos with the grain and like old buildings and really aesthetic-y pictures, they have been all over my Pinterest feed recently, and I'm really interested in them. So I thought I could make a theme based on that. So the first step to starting any theme, as you probably know, as I probably have said before, is finding inspiration. What do you know? So I went on Pinterest and basically just scrolled for about 15 minutes, finding things that could relate to my theme. And some of the things I searched were vintage film pictures Italy, or aesthetic vintage film pictures, or Paris film photography, or aesthetic vintage film Paris picture photography, all in one, honestly. Just all the keywords to get me cute pictures. And then all the things I was saving were different pictures with either the color palette that I wanted, which is like grainy browns and green skies almost, and muted tans, and then also like blurry pictures of people doing cute things and aesthetic photos that maybe I could draw in my bullet journal. And so now I'm just grabbing my pencil and let's start sketching out the spreads. So I already have labeled a couple spreads that I wanted to do my pages on, and I'm starting by sketching out basic blocks. Now I'm going to warn you, I am not doing any huge detailed drawings in this video because honestly I did not have time to when I was filming it. Very last minute thing, and I was going to lose light pretty soon. So I didn't have time to do any of the detailed stuff, but I did want to talk about basically how I sketch out my themes before I go in and make the actual spread. I have the big boxes here that are eventually going to turn into film photos and the film camera, and that section on the left for the goals and the review spread. Flipping already over to the calendar page, the most important thing on this page is by far the calendar. Duh, I mean all the drawings come second. So I want to make sure the first thing I did was mark out all of the different spaces for the calendar, and then I'll go in with the art later. Technically, I have my grid spacing sheet for things like this, but occasionally I prefer using a ruler to find my spacing more than the grid spacing sheet, because the grid spacing only divides my pages into like halves and quarters, whereas a ruler can help me divide it into like 5 sections when I need to figure out how tall a calendar is, something like that. If you don't already know, our journal of bullet journals dot grids are each half a centimeter in width and in height, so it's really easy that every 2 dots is a centimeter, so I can easily mark out 3 centimeters for the height of each box and the width of each box, that sort of thing. Another thing to keep in mind, at least personally, is I have pretty large handwriting, and so the boxes can't be really tiny like some of the YouTubers that I watch who bullet journal, so I want to make sure that I have space to fill up the entire spread of the calendar, and then I'll go in with the art. Also, I really do not like to pencil in too much because honestly, erasing things while on camera shakes the table, and I don't want to erase an entire page of pencil because that's just so tedious. So I try to make the minimal lines as possible, just doing the basic box and little lines in the middle to indicate where each box would be in the calendar. And then now I'm going in and sketching out my idea. So my vision for this was to have the film roll like dangling across the page over the calendar, and so I just have little squiggly lines in the corners where the film roll will be, and I have the little extra lines inside of the borders that will indicate where the little white boxes are. Hopefully I go into more research on this topic before I film my March plan with me so that maybe I can say more things than little white boxes, but for now that's what you guys are going to get. So this is basically my vision for the calendar page. By this point in the theme, I really only have an idea in my head of what I want the fonts to be and the colors to be, so I'm not really going to detail very much as far as what March is, but I am thinking of a vertical layout, so that's what we're going to stick with for now. And I'm pretty sure the last thing I do on this page is just marking out all these boxes in the film roll, so I want to make sure that each of them are curved so it indicates the curve and flow of the little film reels. And then after adding a couple touch-ups to the cover page to kind of indicate what I want the Polaroids to look at, let's flip to the last page that I'm going to be setting up in this video. We're not really setting up, just sketching, but that's going to be the tracker and social media spread. One cool thing about bullet journaling is getting inspiration from other people, and I obviously love scrolling on Pinterest and Instagram and all these different places to see inspiration from other people who have already done creations. And one of my favorite things to do is look out layouts that I've never actually tried before or only tried a couple times. I feel like in my bullet journal sometimes I get really stagnant, and like as far as weekly spreads go, I'll just make the same boxes every time. Or sometimes on YouTube especially, like I'll watch a lot of bullet journal videos, but they'll all basically have the same layouts. And so it's interesting how going on to something like Pinterest and Instagram has a lot more variety than a YouTube channel would, at least as far as my experience goes. But as I have seen and saved a lot of different pictures with really cool layout ideas, and although I have tried a horizontal spread like this before for trackers, it's not something I've done very often, so I definitely wanted to bring it back this month, along with trying out how to fit my trackers into an image. So as you can see at the top, I have the two strips, and my idea was to put the little habit trackers as the little pictures on the film roll. Again, all my sketches are very minimal, and I'll probably go in detail later even before I start filming, but the ideas are there, and I just think it's really cool to play around with different layouts because it makes bullet journaling more exciting than using the same layout every week. Which is also why I usually never do the same weekly spread every week. Like I know some people will do one Dutch door and it will last them the entire month because it will have all the different pages with different days in it. And if you do that, more power to you, because it's probably really time saving and it looks really cool and cohesive having all your weekly spreads together. But personally, I would just get so incredibly bored looking at the same spreads every week. Like that's exactly why I don't have a planner and I have a bullet journal. So by changing up the layout and adding more spice to my spreads, I feel more interested and more motivated to bullet journal. And that's kind of what it's all about, especially for a habit tracker, because we all know they are not necessarily always my friend, and even I'm sure some of you listening can understand that we don't keep track of our habits like every day. So you need all the motivation you can get to stay consistent on this page. Now, as of right now, when I was filming this, I had no exact idea of what pictures I wanted to put in the film, so there's actually no pictures on this particular spread, but like the film reel on the calendar spread and on the cover page, there are boxes that I haven't filled in yet, and I didn't know what I wanted to draw in them, but I figured that was going to be a problem for future me to handle, and for now we can start figuring out at least the color scheme before I stopped filming this video. So I brought back the swatch page that I had earlier and just started swatching a couple tans and browns from the pack, as you can see right here, and that's kind of going to be hopefully the buildings that I put in my spreads. And then I also wanted to bring in a couple blues and grays and browns and greens because, you know, film roll is usually very grainy. However, I unfortunately couldn't find the best mix because all the tumblers I have just conveniently seem to be really bright and saturated, so I kind of played around with mixing a couple color options and adding grays on top of blues and even adding purples to make it more film rolly. But I guess you'll have to see in my last video how it turned out. So go watch my March plan with me if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this, because I post all sorts of bullet journaling videos, and that's going to be it. So I love you guys. Have a good week, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!